Welcome once again. Thanks everyone for joining us. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and this is the Saturday's edition of the program Shagalinku. Okay, today we'll be looking at something very interesting and exciting. I'm sure it will be very fulfilling for career people. We're looking at the challenges of career, people who climb the ladder of success. So, yeah, a lot of talks have been on for entrepreneurship, for skills acquisition, and all that. But we know, truly, we know that not everybody will go into agriculture, not everybody will go into entrepreneurship, not everybody will go into small scale business. There are people who are just cut out for the corporate world. They want to do the 9 to 5 thing and all that. And that's why we're asking this afternoon that what are the challenges of going into the corporate world? What do you think? How can people rise? We're also looking particularly at how women are able to scale through, especially for the married ones. We heard that there are companies where they won't sign you on or employ you if you're a married woman. And even when you get employed as a single lady, you will have to sign a contract that XYZ years you won't be married or get pregnant and all that. Anyway, I have my guests here, and then they'll be helping me do a whole lot. Um, Let me start with Michael is here, so I'll just add him up. But let's all start. We have two ladies. I would have said ladies first if we are just men in the house. So who will bail the cat since we have two ladies? Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Uh, yes. Okay. So let's start with Baroness Nina, all the way from the United Kingdom. You're welcome to the program. Hello,
Thank you.
Baroness.
It's
Can
an
you hear
honor
us?
to be on the program. It's
Okay. And
an honor to
I,
be
I
here. Thank you.
you're welcome. And I have Chioma Evelyn. You're welcome, ma'am.
It's Ibioma Evelyn. I'm glad to
Obioma,
be here.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Ibioma.
Yeah, Obioma, yes, okay. And we also have Amel joining us. I think he's gone off. So we'll have him at the course of the program. So, Baroness, let's start with you. For our first time viewers, would like to know who you are, what you do, where you're based, and then you could tell us a few more things about you. I know we'll talk more as the program goes on, but just give us a brief introduction of who Baroness Nina is.
I am a business entrepreneur, philanthropist, an actor as well, a producer. These are the main focus, and this is the business what I'm doing at the moment. And I'm
Okay.
based in
Oh,
United Kingdom, London, but I do travel.
okay. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. Let's have Chioma tell us more about who Chioma is, what she does, where she's based, and a few things you want the viewers to know, ma'am.
I'm Ibioma, not Chioma. Evelyn
Oh.
Agoziem.
But Obioma is
Yeah.
on the screen. I'm seeing Obioma
Yes.
Agoziem on the screen.
Yes. And you're saying Chioma. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Go on.
Yeah. I'm Executive Director of Center for Corrections and Human Development. It's a non-governmental organization. We work with the youth on youth development and empowerment, but we pay particular attention to social deviants. By social deviants, we are looking at all those traffic victims, prisoners, drug addicts, and all the individuals with dysfunctional lives. We have unique programs for them. So I am a mental health coach. I'm also an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things. I'm a counselor. I'm a business person, but my organization focuses essentially on the youth. And I'm based in Nigeria, Lagos. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're looking at the corporate world. We're also looking at the challenges people face. So yes, we'll be delving into the challenges women face, and we'll also be delving into the challenges that men also face. Because in the corporate world, people just feel it's only women who get maybe harassed, who get difficulties and all that. But let's even start with the women. Baroness, a lot of times it's somehow difficult for women to climb the ladder, even when they have the same qualification as their male counterparts. You still find unequal pay. You still find women not getting the right support and the speed they need when it comes to career path and all that. Take us through the journey and what you think about all that.
I feel women are being in a corporate world as classed as a second class, because we're living in a man's world, as we said. But when it comes to jumping the ladder, even the pay quality, a woman will do the same amount of work as the lady will, a woman will, but the wages won't be the same. So there is an inequality in businesses with the women, so because they're women, they have to work twice as hard as men to in a corporate world.
Okay. And why do you think it's so?
I don't know. I mean, maybe because we're in as I said before, that maybe we're in a male domineering world that we're living in at the moment.
Mm, mm. Okay. Let's come back to you. I'm trying to get it right this time. Madam Obioma, Obioma Agoziem, Evelyn. Okay. Let's look at it this way. I'm happy Baroness Nina set the tone for us. In Nigeria, particularly, we've had instances where women are told to choose between their career and raising up a family. So some companies will not employ a woman who is married, and when they even employ a single, there are contracts they will sign saying the single must stay XYZ period of time before she could get married or maybe have children. Why do you think this is so? And is it also impeding, especially when we talk about gender equality and talk about how women should be educated? So you find more girls getting educated, and then when the work environment is not friendly, it's like coming back to square one. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's so because especially here in our country, it happens more with private institutions. The public or government institutions, you don't get to see that much. A woman is allowed to go to maternity leave, do all of that. But when it gets to private companies, corporations, that's when you see all of this play out. And I think it's essentially because they are just profit oriented. They do not want, they do not like the maternity leave issue. They don't want you to leave work for 3 months when they'll be paying you full salary. And then when you come back, you do have day and they're still expected to pay full salary. For me, I think basically that is the reason why most private companies, institutions, they look at that. They're looking at maximizing you. If they're paying you full salary, then you have to give them full time. So I think that is the main issue with that over here. With private companies, institutions, they just don't want you to take their salaries and you're staying at home. They really don't care about your home or what happens to your home. They care much about their business and the sustainability of their businesses. And for me, I think that is basically why it happens. So, but for government institutions, you find that women are there more comfortable. They take their maternity leaves. They go as at when due and do all of that, observe their antenatals properly without no tension or pressure, because government do understand or care, or rather is incorporated in that. But for private, they do not have room for such things. That's
Okay,
what I think that is the cause.
Okay, brilliant. Let me come back to Baroness Neerah. Isn't it worrisome because we talk more about girl child education, we talk about gender equality, we talk about issues surrounding gender-based violence, particularly because we feel that sometimes women endure gender-based violence because of economic factor, and so they say, well, some are not skilled vocationally, some are not empowered educationally, so it impedes them from taking moves or steps that will help them solve the violent situations that they are being exposed to in their homes. So if we begin to also have institutions, the corporate world and everywhere, where there is unequal pay for women as against the men, aren't we also having a setback in educational acquisition or in educational pursuit for women? Because at the end of the day, we tell women to get education, we tell young girls to get education, and then they come out and they can't find good jobs, they can't find good paying jobs. What do you think about our educational system in the first place?
I mean, educational system is profound. We need education. Uh, we've come as a women, we've come a long way 100 years ago, 40, 50 years ago. Now women are getting more and more educated and getting more degrees now, so they are sort of with the degrees and education, they've got both a home life and education, so that implements them to make, they're both, actually women do are powerful, you know, because they can juggle both. Whereas men, they only work in a corporate world, they come home and they expect women to do all the housework and everything, but women, they do both, so they can juggle both. And in education wise, the women are successful, more and more women are becoming successful in education, and we definitely do need the education to succeed. And women should never give up, you know, keep on going and grinding and grinding. That's the best way. Women will always have obstacles. Hundreds and hundreds of years women had obstacles, and we're still suffering with those obstacles, but we're fighting, you know, we're fighting for equality, we're fighting all the time, fighting for our women's rights and women's equality, and we're getting there.
True, true. Okay, in case you just joined us, the program is Shagalinko TV. It comes your way every Saturday and Tuesdays, 2 p.m. West African time. And today I'm discussing challenges that people face in the corporate world. You too can be part of the program. Just drop your comments on the comment section below, and my guests will be responding to them as the program goes on. And remember to also like our YouTube page. We're streaming live simultaneously both on the YouTube page and on the Facebook page of Shagalinko TV. So like our pages, and you get updates. Today I have with me Baroness Neerah from United Kingdom, and Madam Ibioma Agoziem from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm supposed to have a third guest, Michael Ameh from Kano, still having connection issues joining us. He keeps coming in and going off, but if he comes in, we'll still let him join us and make his contributions. Okay, I'm beginning to get messages here already. Any of you would like to read this and maybe respond to it? Okay. Baroness, can you help us read this on the screen? And I think it's from El
Yes.
Sadiq Aliyu Saeed. Please go on.
Yeah, good afternoon, my mentor and role model, Sir Ambassador Gabriel, of course. I welcome our today guest and wish to understand more about the topic, like gender-based violence and equality in a gender and so on.
Okay. Any response to that before we proceed?
Well, the
Any of
violence
you?
is there. Violence, in my opinion, yes, gender equality violence is there. Women suffer, women do suffer, and men also suffer. It's not only women that suffer in gender equality violence. men also go through that, but men seem to keep it quiet, where women are more emotional, so they just come out easily, and men think that because they're men, they're macho, and what would the other people would think of them if they spoke out. So even men should speak out, so we would know what's going on, so we will have more and more support for men. As for women, we have more support for women because women speak out, and women, as we are as emotional, so we get more support. With men, they don't get that much support, so men needs to speak out in the gender equality violence, because they do go through violence. They go abuse, they get domestic violence as well.
True. Okay, let me come back here. I got a message here, and it's from Melania Ora. I hope I got that name right. It says hello. Okay, and some more messages coming in, but we'll take them as they come. But let me come back to you, Madam Ibioma. I know you do a whole lot in therapy. I know you also do a whole lot in issues that affect women and young children, particularly the adolescents. Now, education is very important if we must talk about career, because nobody wakes up any morning and becomes a doctor. Nobody wakes up any morning and becomes a lawyer. So how are we also grooming the upcoming generation? How are we also talking to young children, adolescents, undergraduates, so to say, to also stay focused? Because the truth now and the reality about getting jobs now is, if you don't come out with good grades, you might likely not find the kind of jobs or be in the career path that might take you to a higher success. So in your dealings, as you go to the field to talk with women, adolescent people and all that, what do you think about the educational sector? Because even in the educational sector, there's barely spaces where young people are also, those years they used to have and counseling and guidance. I can't remember what it is then, but we used to have all that, where young people, if they have challenges, they can always seek help there. And then teachers are also particular about the psychological preparedness of the students. But these days it's all about writing, reading, getting exams and getting good grades and all that. So what do you have to say about this, ma'am?
Yeah, even in schools, it's still there, because we run school programs all through last year and early this year, even before the COVID setting. We were going around schools. In fact, we had to train over 120 teachers, especially of guidance counseling teachers. And we were trying to sensitize them on how to handle mental health issues. I think guidance counseling is still very strong in schools, in Nigerian schools, and is there. But then in guiding the young girls, many more young girls are also going to school, especially in the southern parts of Nigeria where I stay. I see that a lot of them are beginning to go to school. But beyond going to school, there is also need to prepare them mentally, emotionally for the task ahead. You find out that a woman is another reason why we also see segregation amongst men in workplaces is also because, a woman is multifaceted. You look at a woman, in fact, you're talking about 9 to 5 work, but a woman works sometimes even after 5 p.m. She continues to work till 10, 11, 12 midnight, depending on the kind of family you're raising. And so it has made women to be stronger, to be more resilient, to be more involving. And so if a woman brings in that attitude, that attributes of her to her workplace, most of the time you see that woman performing very well and edging out even the guys. So at times, what I also think that makes men also to segregate, apart from marital issues, is also that some women are, because of their nature, because of the thing they have been able to go through, they are very, very hardworking, they are very tax-oriented, they are very, very result-oriented. So when you put them apart in workplaces, most times women, they excel. And again, you begin to find out that it becomes, you find the men folk are at times jittery about it, and it becomes a problem. Presently, I'm a chairperson of a program in my community. It's a women project. We started the project, we were doing well, and then suddenly I now find that so many men, because it's succeeding, they are getting involved, they're becoming envious. So it's also the part of the problem. When you look at some families, you see some men, because they are not matured enough to handle their wife's strength, they become envious, and instead of encouraging her, they begin to quench her,
Bring her
try to
down.
run
Yeah.
her down, and at the end of the day frustrate her. But if you understand that as women, we have, is not we don't have
The
physical strength like
competition.
men, but we have staying power, we have resilience, we are multifaceted. A woman can be doing 4 things in the house at the same time. You can have be washing clothes in the washing machine, you're cooking, you're doing something, you're doing so many things. But I've discovered my own husband, he does one thing at a time. If you want to bring another thing, no, he's not there. And I discovered that most men are like that. But women were wired to do so many things at a time. And that is a huge strength. And when a woman brings that to place of work, the woman excels, and at times it brings envy, and then so many things will begin to come on board. And these are some of the issues women face. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. In case you just joined the program, it's Shagalinko TV. It comes your way every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 2 p.m. West African time. We talk about issues that affect humanity, and we also give you the opportunity to express your opinion, to also comment on the topic of discussion. And today, Nigeria meets United Kingdoms as our 2 guests talking from both parts of the world, and it's good to have them. These are women who are doing so well in the field, and we're looking at career. How do we take ourselves through our career path? Because bearing in mind, like I said when we started the program, not everyone would want to go into agriculture, not everyone would want to do vocational jobs, not everyone would like to be an entrepreneur. We must begin to realize that there are people who are just caught out to just go to work in the morning and come back at evening. It gives them joy, and whatever makes one happy, we need to encourage them. And today we're looking at all that. So what do you think are the challenges, and how can we surmount them? If you're also a corporate worker, if you've been working for a while and you want to share your story with us, the comment section is there. Please click on it and share with us and let's know, and my guests will be responding to them. Okay, Baroness, I'd like you to read some of the messages here, and then you could respond to them as we go on. So one is here. Please do quickly read it out for us, and let's see.
This is from Reverend Father Alan Cox. Baroness Neerah talks a lot of sense. These things happen to men and women, but men seem to have bigger hill to climb.
Okay, this other one here, please do read it for us, Baroness.
Silas, Wu, so happy to be here today. Welcome to our guest and host, my own ambassador. You're welcome, Mr. Silas, and thank you for joining us. And may I say thank you for Reverend Alan Cox and Melanie, who's the next nurse in the United Kingdom, for joining us.
Thank you. Okay, Madam Ibioma, can you help us read this? If you can see it on the screen and maybe respond.
Okay, Baroness Neerah is right about the fact that men keep their emotions secret and women are open about them. I think our cultures need to change radically so that we all see that men and women are not so different apart from the obvious biological differences. This would then be reflected in the work domain.
That's a good one. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's a good one. Okay, let me come back to you, Baroness. I like the fact that you talked about. Okay, let me remove these on the screen. Yeah, I like the fact that you talked about also not finding how we can also find solution to the reasons why women and men work same hour and yet they earn different pays and all that. But let's think about going forward. How do we also begin to speak out when there are issues of disparity? Because just like someone observed, women speak out more, and that's why solutions come for them. Men don't speak out more, and that's why people assume that it's not there relatively, or it's on the minimal level. So what can we begin to do for women as well to speak out when it comes to challenges and impediments they face in the workplace? First of all, I'd like you to address the issue of sexual harassment in the workplace. And then I'll also ask Madam Ibioma to also tell us more about that, maybe in the African climate and all that. So Baroness, over to you, ma'am.
With the sexual harassment, it's not just in Africa. Sexual harassment resides in all over the world, whether it be in a corporate world, whether it be in a society of media world, or I mean, I've traveled the world, and I've been in a corporate world at the age of 17 and media world, and I've heard so many stories. And I've been supporting domestic violence for 25 years. So when I talk about women, men say, hang on a minute, women are getting sexually harassed, but men are getting that too, especially in the fashion industry, media industry, banking industry. So all these industries, there is a sexual violence resides in all this, and people need to speak up. We do need to speak up. The whole idea of in a business corporate world, the way it's been domineering, how we need to cooperate that is men should speak up more. As Father Alan said, they've got greater hill to climb, but men needs to be less macho and think. They need to think outside the box and express their views more, saying, hang on a minute, I've been abused, okay? I'm a man, but I'm abused. I'm not ashamed to say that,
True.
and they need to speak up more. Then we can support them,
Okay, Madam Ibioma, let's even come to you. What do we also begin to do differently? Because like Baroness said, if people don't speak out, it's not helpable. The situation will not be where people can find help. I need you to address this for me, Madam Ibioma. When we talk about you find women who've strived to climb the ladder, and then they get to somewhere in that success ladder, they now begin to have marital issues, And when I say marital issues, not about separation or divorce or something, but like one of you said about the men begin to, instead of the men, you said it earlier, instead of the men to support their partners, they begin to feel either jealous, they begin to feel insecure, and then sometimes some men will threaten their wives and say, it's either you resign from the job or you do, and any little rift, any little quarrel, they would say, is it because you are earning more than me? Okay, your head is swollen now because you are working or you are not in your office. How do we also begin to support women to also be able to say, look, if you leave we're not saying leave your home right away, but you have to get to a place where you need to also understand that you're a human being and you should do what makes you happy. That's even what I want to say here. So we're not telling women leave your home or break up or all that. Where do we begin to tell women that if your career makes you happy, then you need to take steps that will lead to your happiness? Have you come in contact with such situations, and how did you deal with it, Madam Ibioma?
Yeah, let me even start from where Baroness stopped about men not speaking up. I discovered that most NGOs are dealing on women and children. In the course of work, I found out that a lot of NGOs are already on the cases of women and children, but very few are on cases of men. In fact, at a point, I started promoting boys program in schools, because we pay all the attention to the girls and we're leaving the boys behind. So these are part of the program to encourage men to speak up, to look at the issues that has to do with men. But again, it's the men also that need to come up with the issue that has to do about them. You need to raise it up, and then people will help you to say it. Then that being done, then the issue of women and their spouse being supporting them, that one is another case entirely, especially when the woman is rising very well and you have an insecure person as a partner, is almost difficult to contend with. But what we have to say is that, like you said, a lot of women are even on this case. Women are beginning to learn that you have to do what makes you happy. Women are beginning to learn that you have to keep your job, so that if anything happens to that marriage, you even have something to fall back to. Women are continuously learning that. But on the side of the men, we need to let them know that they have to be confident. The thing about marriage is values. What values do you share together with that person? If it was a woman you have lived with for 10, 15 years and she was cool, and then because she's now the ED of his company or CEO, you now get a jittery. It then means that you've not understood your wife. So what I'm saying to the men is that is to show more understanding, to also try to discuss. There's no room in no communication is very important with the spouse, to know that this is who I am, this is where I'm going. There's no problem because I'm the CEO, hasn't changed anything. If I've lived with you for 15 years before becoming the CEO, I don't think anything will change. You have children in the marriage, I will not suddenly leave them and walk away because I'm CEO. So these are the assurances the women will need to make the men to get them relaxed, to get them comfortable. And also, for any woman, if you're rising up in the ladder like that, you should also be interested in the rising of your husband. Because the truth is that let it be balanced. If you're up here and your husband is like, it's like an equal yoke, and one person is already yoking the other one. So you also help your husband find a way or ways of lifting him, of making him comfortable financially, so that your rising will not be a threat to him, or will not make him begin to think that you're going to be the other person because you are this position. So it's a two-way thing. The woman will have to understand her new position and make her spouse or partner comfortable, and also see ways of lifting her partner. This, in doing like that, you find that you have a balance and there won't be need or avenue for threat or insecurity.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Ibioma. Yes, we're still on. We have a few more minutes left on the show, and yes, keep your messages and comments coming. We're looking at the challenges. Like I said, if you've also been in the corporate world for some time, we need to know from you how you made it to the top, or how you're planning to get to the top. I'll also be asking Baroness shortly. And yes, please keep your comments coming. I've seen a few of them, but I will be reading them shortly. Let me come back to Baroness and ask this. Sometimes women get discouraged along the line, you know. Let's even look at the mental state of women, because yes, they have the natural gift of being able to multitask, but that's not also to say that they are not human beings. And so there will be the low times, there will be the high times. We need to also begin to fashion ways where we can begin to speak to the mental being of these women, because it's not just enough to say, yes, you can drink water all the time. If you drink it too much, it's terrible. If you let water be around you too much, you get flood. So what are the things we need to also begin to get in place for women to make sure we drag them out? Because a lot of times, some women may not want to speak out. The burden of the career itself is a huge one. And then when we talk of the home front, we're not just talking about maybe a woman being married or having kids and all that. It's just even one of the problems. There are women who have families, who have mothers to cater for, who have fathers with ailments that they need to, it's also weighing them down. There are women who are maybe the eldest in the home, or who are the financial breadwinners of the home. They take care of younger ones, they take care of their brothers, their sisters, and then these siblings are also giving them issues. There are siblings women will plow money into, okay, come and go to school or do a job or something, and these siblings are just delinquents on their own. So how
Yeah.
do we begin to cater for the mental state of these women, knowing that if they're not taken care of in the home front, it will affect their productivity. And then the corporate world or where they work will use that against them and say, you see, you're doing a whole lot of mistakes. You see why we can't promote you, or you see why you're not going up there. So tell us more on how you think we can begin to call out women to say, you know what, I'm here at any time. Are there hotlines that women can reach out to? Are there codes? Are there places women can just type in with the security that their identities will not be revealed? Just talk. We are here for you. If you have anything you need to tell us, we are here for you. What do you think about that, Baroness?
I think with the home life, obviously, with uh, a lot of home life, women do go through the aspect of diversity inside the house. Uh, well, a lot of pressure, but the home life, the pressure from the mother, the father, the aunt, and the uncles, and the sons and the daughters should realize that this woman is a breadwinner. We need to support her more so she can do more at a corporate world. And if she's having some issues, these are the a lot of NGOs do support women.
Mm,
Obviously, we've just set up one hashtag in our global social justice movement for women. These are the type of platform that we set up to help women like those women who suffer in diversity, and they need to talk, saying, hang on, I need help, I need to talk, and I'm going through this. How can I deal with these issues? So we will have an experts. Obviously, we'll have a lot of mental counselors that will support in these type of issues. And you can make a phone call. Calls are not that far away, and a lot of NGOs do support this type of women. And I think they need to come forward and ask for help. That look, on your own, we are here to help you, and we're here to support you. So yes, please call your nearest support line. Don't be scared. You're not gonna. Don't hinder yourself. Don't let one
true.
little small negative issue get you down. Just be a
Mm,
fighter. Be there. Be a warrior. Be a positive energy. Fight for it. And
yeah,
just speak out.
yeah.
If you don't speak out, then nobody's gonna hear your voice.
Yeah.
True, true. Okay, Madam Obioma, let's come back to you. I know you do a whole lot when it comes to mental health issues and all that. My worry again is the targeted people. I've always fought for women, but hey, man, you are my friends. I know, yeah. But then when you look at the percentage, yeah, I know men go through a whole lot, but then it's still on one there and one here. So that's why I'm really worried. In your mental health work, what would you say are some of the challenges looking at the career path? Because so today we are looking at career path. Have we also begun to tell people, women particularly and others, that as you go along the career path, are women and men also looking at retirement? So yes, it's not just enough to be a banker, it's not just enough to be a lawyer. Are we also telling women and men that also think about what you begin to do when you retire, when the jobs are no more there, because that also tilts to mental health challenges. For you find women, the COVID-19 has also exposed a whole lot that people need to also begin to have a backup career. So you find men and women who've put in like 25 years, 30 years in the corporate world, and all their lives they've lived waking up 9 to 5. They've lived all the relevant qualifications they've ever gotten is strictly on, for instance, if they are bankers, is strictly on the banking industry or financial or industry. They never took out time to also learn a few skills along the way, so that now that the COVID pandemic hits the corporate world and every other business, we are finding the drop of people from work. So how do you begin to also let people know their mental states, to also understand that as they do the corporate work, they should also begin to learn a few skills along the way, so that when the corporate world and the corporate businesses and the 9 to 10 and the suits and the conference rooms and board meetings are no more there, they can have something to also fall back at. Madam Ibioma.
Yeah, it's basically what we do. First of all, like Baroness said, speaking out is the main thing. Whenever you think you have a problem, you think something is happening to you, please seek for help. And I'm a mental health coach. I'm a marriage counselor too. Presently, I'm even handling a case. The lady actually sent a suicide note. She's a banker, she's doing well. There's too much issues in the family and all of that. And she couldn't take it again. And I saw it coming. So what you need to do is to seek for help. There's no pretense around it, trying to be strong, because you don't even know. The truth is that she didn't even know how broken she had been. She didn't even know how gone she was until this thing started manifesting. And there are symptoms. Whenever you see some of these symptoms coming up, you know that the person is getting to that breaking point. So what I would say to that is, please seek help, reach out, talk to us. My organization is Center for Corrections and Human Development. And what we work with is on people. We help people to come out and become themselves. And secondly, on the career path, we have a good program, because what we discover is that people just run through a career, and you find out that you spend 20, 25 years, 30 years, and then you're retired and nothing to hold on to. And then you begin to look around. So what we are saying now is discovering who you are. We have talent inside, gifting that God has given you. So while you work on your job, while you do what you're doing, begin to develop those things, those giftings, and begin to translate them into a commercial value, something that you can keep on the side. Maybe you can write. Begin to put them down. Begin to write, so that as you are writing, you put your books out there. By the time you're coming out, you find that these days we are doing a lot of ebooks and so many things. Monies will be entering into your account on that. So these are the areas we're emphasizing. Honestly, I've not even launched the book. The book is Discovering Yourself and Purpose. Is basically this. If you can look into yourself, there are so many giftings in you, you begin to develop them. And then we have courses on how you can translate or give commercial value to your idea, to your giftings. These are the things alongside your career path, you begin to develop them. You even get to a point, you begin to really launch them. And thank God, these days, you can see that from your home. We are all doing this thing from the comfort of my home. You can do a lot out there. So you begin to know how to measure time. Maybe use your weekends now for your private career, for that passion, for that hobby that you have, and begin to find ways of giving commercial values to those things, so that by the time you're retiring, you are retiring into something. I have people I've known. I have an uncle-in-law now. He has retired, but he's still very strong. He's still very agile. The only thing is that he hasn't been able to put up something he would have retired into. And now he's like, what am I going to do? Looking around, but he's still strong enough to do something. But if he had a plan 10 years before retirement, by the time he's coming out now, he would have had something to fall back to. So what we're saying is that I'm not merely advertising my book, but we have potentials in you. You have giftings in you. All you need to do is to begin to give commercial value to those giftings, so that it will be profitable on your retirement. You switch into another career. And this time it will be a career that you like. It will be a hobby that you like. It is you now. This is you. Because most times, I feel like you have done 35 years doing something that you don't like, working for some other person. But by the time you now come into what you love yourself, you see how fulfilling it can be and how life transforming that can be. So these are what you advocated. Look into yourself. You have gifting to yourself. Then give commercial value. We run trainings for all of them. And I'm not advertising myself, but this is what you're asking. It can help you to start a new life.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, Baroness, I'd like you to take a few messages here on the screen as we begin to wrap up. This one is from Daniel Peters. Please help us read this.
Welcome, Daniel Peters. To succeed in any career, diligence and determination is a key, especially in this part of the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I got this other one here. Okay. Please help us read this again, Baroness.
Um, Thank you for joining us, Melanie Aurora. I think many women are sometimes afraid to admit they have health problems or marriage issues in case they lose their children. This can happen in the UK or it can happen anywhere in the world, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any response to that before we go on to take one more last message as we wrap up? Is there a new response to any of the
Yes,
comments? Yeah.
with the comments, yes, we do. It happens in UK. It happens all over the world. That women and men are afraid to speak up, and they need to speak up more and more on the issues that they're having. So it will support their mental health issues, because mental health wasn't taken so seriously. Now we're in the 21st century where mental health issues are being taken more seriously internationally now, and it's more recognized.
Wow. Okay. Madam Obioma, I need you to read this other message here as we wrap up too.
Okay, from Gray Avic said the UK mental health for adults is very poor. Lots of men and women just cannot get the help they need. I think it's a comment, a suggestion about the UK mental health system.
Okay. I think it still boils down to people asking, opening up to ask for help, because yes, no matter how many platforms they create and all that, you still find people who will never access it due to maybe fear or stigmatization, or what
Yeah.
will people say if I get there, or if they see me have an appointment with a doctor and all that. So yes, like Baroness said, yes, it's all over the world. Everyone is having issues, but it takes for people to seek for it. Okay, so we're wrapping up now, and unfortunately, we really don't have time. But it's a promise. We'll do a part two of this someday. So, what will be your parting words from all of you? So let's start with Madam Obioma. What will be your parting word?
Yeah, my passing word is basically like our mantra in CCH, the speak out. Is the main thing. Anytime you notice that something is going wrong, even if you don't think anything is going wrong, but because you're married, you think you're always having issues, cases to settle, is an indication that you should just seek help. Look for a counselor, a therapist. That's the main thing, because if we can nip it on the bud, then it's the better than going on and on and on, and then you find out that you're not able to take care of it any longer. So speaking out for me is the key.
Okay, beautiful. Baroness, before you wrap up too, please help us read this one that just came in now, before you wrap up. Hello,
Hello.
Baroness. Okay. Yeah, please help us read the next message on the screen before you wrap up.
Okay, this is for Esa Diodikia from PIMS School. Women should be given equal pay, salary, and be promoted in their places of work. Yes, that's true. Women needs to be given equal pay, and yes, they need to be promoted because it's in a corporate world, and as they say, we're in the 21st century, and it shouldn't happen. Men and women should get paid equally, because men and women work the same amount of hours, same amount of work that they do in all aspect of world, whether it's schooling or whether it's in a corporate world. Yes, women need to be paid. Also, I'd like to say welcome Gray Abik on our show today.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Gray. Okay, your parting words, Baroness.
My parting word will be: failure should not be viewed as a negative form at all. It's a failure is a positive. positive. It makes you stronger, because if you don't fail, you will never achieve your goals, because then you won't know where to go from there. Failure is or an excuse to really reach your goals. So don't think that you failed is a negative, is a positive actually. Failing is a positive thing, because you can learn a lot from failures.
Oh, okay. I want to thank everyone who's joined us on the show today. I must say I've learned a whole lot from this wonderful women, amazing women who've been doing so well in the community, and trying to make sure that people find their bearings. People are able to do a whole lot. The program is Shagalinko TV, and I want to thank everyone who's joined us today. All the messages and all the comments that people dropped, and everyone who watched us. The program will still be here for you all to watch. After the show, the videos will be there, so you can still watch and keep the conversations going. Like I always say here, it's always unending. We learn more and we talk more every day, and we'll learn from each other. I want to thank my guests, Baroness Neerah, all the way from the United Kingdom. So many more messages are coming in here. Thank you all for your messages. And yes, we will like to say that as we wrap up now, we would also like to please appeal that you join us on our YouTube page. Do subscribe there. Also on all our social media handles, Twitter, Instagram, it is at Shagalinko TV, and also on Facebook here, it's Shagalinko TV. And do drop your comments, and if you know ways we can improve on the program, do let us know. We'll always be here to hear from you. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and thank you all for finding time to join us. And thanks to Madam Ibioma Agoziem as well, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Michael Ameh. His network was terribly bad. It kept coming in and going out, and we couldn't really have him join us. Apologies to that. I know maybe when we do the part 2 of the program, we will have him here. And finally, like I always say when I do the show, thanks to everyone who supported the show, helping us with data, helping us with everything we need on the program. I know you don't like us calling out your name, but this is just to say thank you all for every time you make us and do this show and give us all the support financially, morally, and technically, just to make this show come up on air every time. We really, really appreciate you all. You want to also give us feedbacks via email. It is shagalinko1@gmail.com, and we'll be there to listen to you and get your feedbacks. Thank you once again. Let's do this again on Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m., God willing. And thanks once again to my two guests, Baroness Neerah and Madam Ibioma Agoziem. Until I see you on Tuesday, God bless you all and have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Take care of yourselves and do enjoy the rest of the Saturday. And remember to touch a life. Whatever you do, make sure you touch a life, because that's the only way we can make this world a better place. God bless you all, and bye.